I have condensed everything I thought of Andrew Tate into one English word.
Oh, yes.
I've read researched his kickboxing.
That's more than one English word, bro.
I've researched his kickboxing. I've researched his Hustlers University.
Have you got a subscription?
I haven't got a subscription.
Come on, bro. That's no research, brother.
I got some .bg. I got the files and stuff, all the videos, pirated stuff. And I think the best way to describe Andrew Tate is through this English word called nonce.
Nonce, yeah.
Yeah. That was
Do
a
you want
build
to
up for
describe what
nonce.
nonce means to the people who don't know?
Bro, I bet you he doesn't even know the definition.
Know
Do you know what the word nonce means?
Explain it to me, bro.
It's like a slang for pedophile, essentially.
No, is it?
Isn't it? That's what I've heard.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Behavior. That's the word.
No, I think that's not entirely nonce per se. I think nonce.
Why do you say all these words when you don't know the meaning for
I
them?
think it's a waste of space.
Yeah.
If I had to summarize Andrew Tate, that would.
I disagree, bro.
You can disagree, bro. That's fine.
Look up on your phone what nonce means on Urban Dictionary and tell me. I'm pretty sure it is a slang word for a pedophile. Just do
British
Urban
slang for
Dictionary.
pedophile, brother. It says
No,
right
but
there.
that's just one of it.
A person who pervs on little girls.
Okay, sure.
A pedophile, right? That's what you're calling Andrew Tate.
No.
What makes you think? Well, he has this one saying where he says like 18 to 19-year-old girls are far more attractive than 25-year-old girls.
That's not pedophile, though.
Oh, well, yeah, he's legal, so
I mean,
like
that's facts, bro.
yeah, that's
But
No, that's not true, though.
Come on,
No,
bro.
because girls, like, he's saying it so you can program or shape them into whatever he wants them
Bro,
to
I
be.
was just being a funny guy.
You're not a funny guy, bro.
Don't cancel me, man.
All right.
yeah. What were you about to say?
I was going to say girls are in their prime in their, like, mid-20s or early 20s.
Nah, I think mid-20s is like, towards declining side.
Maybe early 20s then. Do you think that
I'm
sentence...
not a biologist, so I can't say.
Do you think that sentence in itself will, like, cause a wave of hate if it were, like, aired across, like...
Depends
let's say
how
we got,
you
like,
say it.
10,000 viewers. Do you think saying women are in their prime in their mid-20s or early 20s would cause, like, people to lash out?
Depends how you say it. If you say it the way you said it, probably not. Then they'll be like, oh yeah, there's a scientific reasoning, or like women. The way Andrew Tate says it, where he's like, 18 to 19-year-olds are far more attractive than 25-year-olds because they have had whatever, like less men gone through them. If you say it that way, obviously it's not going to make sense.
Fair.
Yeah. So it's all about the way you say things.
So let's talk about Andrew Tate.
Yeah. If we... What do you want to talk about him specifically?
Well, we can start with who he is.
My first exposure to Andrew Tate was through Islam.
Well, same here.
Exactly. So I was on YouTube, YouTube shorts or reels or whatever.
Oh, and he was saying like
he's like Islam's the only true religion. I'm like, what does he find in Islam? I don't find it, bro. So
I remember the video title, Christian kickboxer praises Islam, and I'm like, okay, let's try and click this on. I go on.
The more I listen to him, the more it makes sense. Like, this guy actually knows life. Islam is a true religion. I just need to reconcile with Islam.
If there was one religion you had to bet on and put all your money on, it would be Islam. And that's what he said. I'm like, okay, this guy knows this thing.
Sure.
I'm like,
this guy.
let's see. I'm like, is he like a convert? Like, is he a converted Muslim now? Whatever the case is. I don't know who he is. He needs bold as well. So I'm just like watching.
But everything since then has been downhill.
And then I'm like, okay, maybe this guy isn't the one I had in mind.
Yeah.
So that's the first video I watched of his. Yeah.
So in kickboxing, so let's dissect him as a kickboxer first.
Yeah.
In kickboxing, it's like boxing. There are many organizations, WBA, WBF, yada. Like if UFC in martial arts, there's one big organization, UFC. Kickboxing's all over the place.
Yep.
Andrew Tate never fought in big organizations. He was the world champion, like Sydney. If you win, I can be a kickboxing champion in Sydney.
No,
and
you can't, bro.
Okay, sure. Let's say.
Don't go too far. I get your point.
I can give you equivalence. Equivalence.
I thought
this guy in, let's say, Mount Druitt, he does a go-karting race.
Yeah.
And he's got the best lap time in Mount Druitt karting center. He can't say he's a Formula 1 champion, bro. Like, this doesn't make sense. So he's a world champion in go-karting from Mount Kola.
So you're saying he's a kickboxing champion in a specific
country, small regional organizations. When he says he is a K1 champion, he isn't one. He's only fought once in K1.
Was it a win?
It was a win.
Nice one, bro.
But he's been fighting against guys which have 0-0 records.
But there's far more things to hate him for. Like, you hating on for him being a kickboxing champion is like low.
No, I mean, okay, I don't hate him. Like, he speaks somewhat truth in some certain situations.
Yeah.
That said, like, from a fighting point of view, he's obviously gonna like knock 99% of people out.
Yeah.
But he is not that upper world champion he claims to be.
Well,
that's my
okay, fair enough.
Because that's a misleading thing.
When were you first exposed to him?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, the algos hit me with my Jordan Peterson videos and stuff, and then you know, Andrew Tate sort of slid in there, and I saw a few things. And
I think that's how we can segue into how Andrew Tate became famous.
Yeah.
I think Jordan Peterson...
But he doesn't post his own videos, right? He doesn't have his own...
So for that, we need to go into his MLM scheme segment.
Is that
no. We can get to it later.
Yeah, but I'm saying right now, what has attracted people to Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, / Andrew Tate?
I don't know how like these guys get like into
but
one.
if you see all of the viewers, if you had a Venn diagram situation going on,
there's overlap.
There would be a massive overlap.
Yeah, with these guys like Joe Rogan, Ben Shapiro.
Because Joe Rogan's a bit more, I think, on the better spectrum, I guess.
Yeah, I like.
Well, they all share liberal views, which is essentially why.
What liberal, bro?
Do you know what liberal means?
Did I say? Oh, sorry. Opposite. Sorry, opposite of liberal.
It's kind of messed up over here because our Liberal Party is the Conservative Party. So that's what you're probably thinking.
So, but fundamentally, like I don't want to shit down on incel people because there's
incel people. They might come kill you.
Anyways, but problem with that is like his biggest viewers, Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, are guys that hate women. Fundamentally, like I'm not saying it's right or wrong because they have their own issues. Guys have mental health issues.
Not like majority of them. There's a subculture that exists with even Joe Rogan fans where they're like a bit like anti-women.
I don't think it's only people who hate women. I think it's people that are intrigued by the ideas they propose. Because it's not an idea like you'll hear from your teachers. It's not something you hear from your friends. It's not something you hear from your family. Because people, or like family maybe, but it's not things you'll hear like in your social circles or anything, because it's not a mainstream or it's not a respected idea.
A lot of stuff doesn't get talked by guys either. Like no,
amongst us friends, we throw around crazy ideas. He just does it at a platform. Like we have certain friends, like we've all said around each other, said crazy stuff, and then we're like, because we're friends, we don't like make anything of it.
If you had to summarize Andrew Tate's content, how would he summarize? Then I'll try to relate it back.
Like a lot of just like giving voice to like these
men that feel unvalued, that are not listened to.
Yeah, a lot of that. Yeah,
and it's a lot of grievances against society.
Yeah,
which probably are true.
Because you know how like there was a movement that happened with like feminism. Like when we were younger, I don't even recall like feminism being this big. Do you recall like we were young enough
I think we just weren't aware of it.
So whatever, like, but I think this is like a complete opposite. You know how like they went too far with feminism? Most people agree.
Yeah. You
this
think
is just like a complete other swing the other way.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, he provides a lot of direction to people. Like, obviously, a lot of stuff. If he was completely saying nonsense, he would not be relevant right now. He's relevant because he does say somewhat truth.
Yeah.
Lot of truth in there, but like, he has got some skewed views. And
I don't know if Andrew Tate 100% believes a lot of the stuff he says. Like, it could just be an exaggerated character. I don't know. Andrew Tate's like ideas and stuff, like most of it is okay. Like, he's not always over the top and stuff, but obviously the controversial clips will catch like everyone's attention.
Yeah, a lot more,
So like,
nah, man, the guy's fundamentally fucked, bro.
Why?
Have you said like, you know how men can't cheat and stuff? His mom was cheated on by his dad, and his dad said to Andrew that when you grow older, you realize, like, you know, why I did what I did. And so he says, so what, he cheated?
No, but he takes it back to the point where like there is truth to what he says in that, even in that, like, men are like biologically designed to have multiple partners. Like, scientifically, you can have proof for that.
See, thing is, that's fine, but
I want to hear that scientific proof.
You've heard it with everything. Like in the animal species, like if we are evolved from like other animals, all other animals, they have multiple partners. There's like pride of lions. The king, he always gets multiple partners because he's the dominant one. That's how he probably views it in his head.
I haven't heard of this before.
Sure, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So he can take it back to like something. It's just the way he says it, bro. It's like messed up.
Compassion is a big part of human psyche.
Yeah, that's what separates us.
And the way, I think, but the thing is, he's preying on vulnerable people right now. Like the guys, incel guys or whatever.
Yeah.
They have like obviously grievances against society. So he, in one way, he's giving them direction.
Bro, son is speaking from experience as a reformed incel.
You were like low-key incel at one point.
Bro, what does incel mean? Like, tell me.
When you were frequenting Red Pill subreddit.
So thing is, for me, I was just getting tactics out of like, you know, how to...
That's what incels do,
Nah,
bro.
incels are different, bro.
It's an incel tactic, though.
What does incel like? Just
Incels just like a man that's like thinks that the society is against them. That
nah,
like
bro,
everything's
that's
pitted
bullshit. Like
against them.
incel means involuntary
Yeah, because they think like
no, that's different, bro. For me, I was just getting tactics on how to talk to girls, how to text them, yada yada.
Because you were involuntarily celibate.
You could say so, but like, for me, there was like, for me, I was like, you know, I was trying to maximize my returns
Output with the
output. Like, you know, I don't
returns,
want to get
Mm.
embarrassed,
Mm.
so I found templates to copy paste messages.
yeah.
That was embarrassing, bro. I read the.
Yeah, you read it, bro. That's fine, bro. But it's like,
No,
you live and learn, bro.
Obviously,
like,
we're
it's
kidding
numbers
about
game.
you being an incel.
Nah, but like now
yeah.
you like, I'm just explaining to you.
Man,
Like,
the way he's defending, I think he was.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a separate item. Being incel versus being what Andrew is preying on.
He's preying on incels.
Incels,
though, isn't he?
exactly.
Yeah.
So
What are you saying?
I was saying like, why did we? Like, I think
bro,
we
you
don't know.
legit just said the opposite thing.
No, but thing is, if you guys called me incel, I was like, you know, shit, bro, I'm not incel.
Yeah.
But the point was like, Andrew is preying on these guys, and
I don't think he's preying only on incels though. Like it's if it was only preying on incels, he wouldn't be super famous as he is now. Like it's not only incels that are watching him, and it's not only people who hate him that are
I
watching
think
him.
super famous is also part of his MLM scheme. So, like Hustle University, you know how that works.
I do not know how it works.
Bobby
I
King-
can explain it. Like it's just like he started this like course online essentially.
Yeah.
They provide templates. They provide like, oh, you can get into crypto space. You can get into like marketing space. This, that, the other. And the way it works is just a multi-level marketing scheme where they provide like codes or like what's it called? Affiliation like codes to you.
Yeah.
So if you put this link in your bio, if you're promoting our content or you just posted a video about us, and if people click through that, we'll give you a percentage of like the people sign up.
So everyone on TikTok / Instagram or YouTube, whatever, that are making
But
channels.
I've never
out.
seen the link.
Now, thing is, if you open the comments, it's always the first, the pinned comment will be join a Discord or yada yada.
Yeah.
I've never seen
It's just
that.
a fancy Discord account where like these people can get together and discuss ideas essentially. It's like, it's called the war room or whatever. So men sit down together, discuss ideas. I don't think so it's marketed towards women. I don't know any woman that would sign up for it. So yeah, he does it at a multi-level marketing scheme. Like they provide this code, you pass it on, you get a cut
thing
from
is
it.
how clever it is. Like for me, if I want to make money, I just promote Andrew Tate. That's why algorithms are a big part of it. But that's also skewed by people that want to make money out of it. So if you see anyone that's spending time recording his clips and putting,
But even so, like I can't just start up my own Trey University and say, okay, share my shit,
nah,
you'll
but
get
thing
money.
is, bro, you're not that smart enough. When you were 5 years old, you were not being a world champion, under 16 world champion at chess.
Yes.
So he's not a stupid guy.
Yeah.
It's
He's
probably-
smart enough. That's why I think he has to play this, like, he has to continue putting this act on. Even if it's like real or fake, he has to continue putting this act on because all of his value is based in this
But
him playing this
Do
character.
you think eventually he'll wash out, or do you think he'll retain like somewhat like a high
at the
level
moment he's at his
popularity?
peak, but like
Yeah,
no
yeah.
one stays up there.
Yeah, but
too
do you
long.
think he'll retain that popularity in like 5 years?
Nah,
He'll just be like a
Or
Jordan
you think
Peterson.
end of this year, bro. He's gonna be gone.
Like, you know, Jordan Peterson at one point, like, you saw him everywhere.
Yeah,
now
yeah.
he's like every second video, or like every fifth video, or whatever.
Yeah.
He's
I
not
think
as popular.
as long as mental health is an issue, he's always gonna be relevant.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's gonna prey on these.
Nah, bro. He said
and-
depression isn't real, bro.
Did he?
Yeah.
But you believe that.
He said.
Which-
He said.
Nah, it's real, bro.
He said.
I'm
He
messing
says.
with you.
He says if you don't believe in depression, it won't affect you. The same way that.
True. That is true, though.
This is what he said.
Even
right?
with that, there is truth to it. Like,
Yeah,
depression
the-
is a
the-
state.
the
You
un-
can't get out of it if you take the right steps. That's what he's saying.
The underlying message behind what he was saying is true to some. Like, no, it is true. Not to some degree. It is true.
Yeah.
Like he was essentially saying.
Like in any moment you can choose to be not depressed and you should be sorted, right?
No, that's not what he's saying. The underlying message was, and the analogy he gave was, if I was in bed in the middle of the night and I woke up because I heard a sound, right? If I believed in ghosts, I might be super scared and anxious and be like, shit, like I think there's a ghost around.
Yeah.
If I don't believe in ghosts, I'll be like, oh, it was just the wind or something, and go back to sleep, and I wouldn't be like shit scared or anything.
Yeah.
So that was the sort of analogy he gave, which makes sense as an
doesn't
analogy.
make
He says
sense
like
to
stuff
me, bro.
like, or like,
If you don't believe in the ghost,
Yeah,
there is no ghost.
sure.
if you don't believe in the depression, there's no depression. That's
Yeah.
the type of thing he's trying to say.
I think
I don't think so. He says like men are like men do feel sad, men do cry or whatever.
Yeah.
But he says like depression is like it depends on the actions you take. If you just sit there and dwell in your like sorrow or whatever,
it's
then
not
it's obviously going to affect you.
Yeah.
It's the actions you take. And
see, this is the kind of stuff that makes people like,
Yeah,
you know,
people
I
are
agree
like-
with it.
yeah.
All that, like, all this, what he has allegedly said.
Yeah.
And I guess,
what about the thing?
What do you
when
mean
he says-
allegedly said? You
I
don't
haven't-
believe us, bro?
no, I mean, I trust
Well,
you.
when he says women can't drive, what about that one?
Like as in
I
they
have 3 sisters.
is he saying like they should legally not be allowed to drive, or he's saying they
Like,
don't know how, like they should have
metaphorically, I think it's metaphorically.
What do you mean metaphorically? You can't drive a car metaphorically, bro.
I don't know, bro.
Like, you know, like my sisters have taken so many lessons to drive cars right now,
Yeah.
and I can say with confidence one of them can't drive.
Can I just say, stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason. They're not born out of thin air.
Sure, okay.
People say women can't drive. People say Asians can't drive for a good reason.
Yeah,
I've
like
never heard Asians
because
can't
they
drive.
can
bro,
drive.
Asians drive crazy, bro. They drift and stuff.
I don't know, bro.
You must have the wrong Asian.
I have an
friends, bro.
Asian colleague, man. That was a scary trip to where we were driving. Very scary trip.
No,
You,
but
you
like
came back out alive, so he can drive.
no,
Almost.
it's like I think it's more anecdotal. There's no scientific proof behind these things.
No,
like,
but that's
that
what I'm
women can't
saying. Like
drive.
stereotypes
there
are
is
born
scientific
out of
proof behind it.
Well,
anecdotal
your sisters don't
experiences.
count as like
No,
scientific
thing
proof,
is,
bro.
depth perception. That's a
Depth
big.
perception.
Yeah.
You talking
So-
about with Asians or?
Oh no, not Asian.
Oh my god, bro.
Well, what? Why?
Like females though.
Why would females have different depth perception?
I've heard it from a friend of mine. Nah, don't quote me on it. But logically, it checks out, bro.
All right,
How?
go.
Whenever
Tell us-
you have
tell
to
us the
prove it
logic.
first.
Cricket, football,
Depth perception.
Like if you see goalkeeping in women's football,
That's athletics, bro. It's
Nah,
not
bro,
depth
like-
perception.
they just.
Do they have the same size goal?
I think they do. Yes,
Yeah.
they do. Yeah.
Then of course it's gonna be more difficult to cover the ground. You're versing Peter
It's-
Cech, who's like 2 meters tall. You
Yeah,
spastic.
and women aren't that
Sure,
tall, so
okay.
like obviously it's more that. What do you mean by depth
Like-
perception?
Bro,
Like
that's
they
the
can't see
dumbest shit
things
you've
coming
said in a
close to
while.
them?
Reflexes. Okay, let's take that.
Yeah, you could argue that.
Yeah,
like
okay, sure.
women might have slow reflexes.
I don't even know if that would be true.
Nah,
though.
think. Okay.
Reflexes,
Chuck
maybe
something
not.
at a girl you know and see if she catches it. That might be a test for you.
Watch out, brother.
Watch out, brother.
You do the same thing to me, and I
Shit,
would
bro.
not flinch at all.
Oh.
Oh, no, this was my manly.
Masculine?
Masculine. Inhibition. Like, you know, for me, I see a threat, I just move out of my way. I didn't close my eyes, bro. My eyes were always on his hand.
Yeah, bro. Watching the target, brother.
Why do you think the Saudis didn't allow their women to drive?
Because the king got pissed at his wife.
Probably that, yeah.
No, I don't know.
Okay, we haven't addressed the main thing about Andrew Tate,
What?
which was my biggest point. Rape allegations, bro. 11 of them in UK.
For what?
Rape allegations for
For what? What do you
For
mean?
what? What's he raping, bro? Watermelons or girls
The
or
algorithm,
kill
bro. He's
kids
he's
or
doing the algorithm at the moment.
Couldn't verify myself.
Is it in the UK or Romania? I heard
think
it
it's
was in Romania.
that's why he's in Romania, because Romania, they don't extradite.
Extradite people, yeah.
Respect, actually, yeah.
Well, he
Well-
said the craziest thing.
Actually, that's interesting. I haven't heard of that.
No, so he's got 11 rape allegations. In
You've
UK.
heard everything and not that, but
Bro,
this is
that's-
the
yeah,
number
that's-
one thing if you
That's the
look him up
biggest
that comes
Maybe
up.
I forgot
detraction
it.
for him. Like, that's why I think that is why I was like, you know, anti-Tate kind of thing. Then everything else,
11 of them.
11 of them.
He used to run like a what are those like webcam sites
yeah.
where he
Oh,
used
I
women
heard
to like
that.
scam guys
Is-
for money.
No, not scam, bro.
Or like that's
I
what
heard-
that's
I heard
what
there
the
was a lot of-
allegation on
scam.
him.
No, he used to take money of the cameras. Like,
I read there wasn't a lot of credibility to that allegation, though.
What were you reading? Breitbart.com.
Oh,
No, it
sorry, I
was
shouldn't say
Hassan-
red. I shouldn't say red. I was
Harold
watching.
Hassan's University for
I was-
Hazard's
No, I was
University
watching-
News.com.
I was watching a YouTube video.
YouTube has everything, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
This
it was
is why
that.
I get my information.
Second
from,
was bro. He said the craziest thing though.
which is
That the reason why I moved to Romania. Have you heard that? Where he said the reason why I like living in Romania is I'm not a rapist, but I like to do what I want to do. Essentially, that's what he says.
But he said I'm not a rapist before he
Yeah.
said that.
so that I guess he's
Like,
not a
why would you
rapist
put that
then.
in?
Yeah, why?
But thing is, if
Because
he
he's
said
not a
it, so
rapist,
we should
bro.
trust
Yeah.
on him
Exactly.
this one, bro.
If he says he's not a rapist, he's not a rapist.
Yeah,
If
for
I say
sure,
I'm not a
yeah.
rapist, would you believe me?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew. And okay, I take my.
I'm not a rapist,
I
bro.
find my issues with him. I take
No,
it back.
if you're explaining, you're losing, bro. That's the thing. If you have to explain that you're a pedophile, you're a rapist, then you're losing. No argument
Okay,
when you
another
say.
thing he said was I'm bald by choice.
No, he
Respect,
isn't. No, bro, he's not,
me,
bro.
me,
Yeah.
me too, bro.
I saw his picture when he was a Big Brother. He was already losing his
Yeah,
hair.
so like he said, like, you know, I have full head of hair, and I'm like, bro, okay, everything else I can believe,
Yeah.
but this is once you start, like, you know, questioning everything he says.
All All right, what's your consensus on Andrew Tate? Hate or like? Okay, let's say hate is 0%, like is 100%. Give us a percentage.
45.
35.
Shit, man.
Like he says some good stuff. Some like
I
Islam
would
is
say
the best
like
religion.
60-70%.
Nah, bro. Like
maybe lower with the rape allegations, but we'll wait on that.
Because we knew of his rape allegation. That's kind of like changes everything.
Maybe, yeah. That's interesting.
But the allegations at the same time, like.
But do you think the general?
That's why it's 45. Because he's just say, like.
He does say stupid things, like crazy things, which like alludes to the fact that he probably.
Would you say
it's kind of harsh if you disregard his rape allegations?
Would you say most people? Yeah, if you disregard his rape allegations, what would you?
That's why I'm saying 45.
Oh, disregarding his rape allegations.
If it's nah. Okay.
If I disregard his, it's still 35, bro. I'm not.
Okay,
well, I have better people in my life to listen to, bro.
What do you think the general consensus on him is? Do you think most people hate him?
Nah, most people just like he's just like an interesting dude to like
funny
look
guy.
up. Yeah.
There's a lot of articles saying that he's shaping like teenagers or some shit in high school and stuff like that. Or like teenage males.
Could be, yeah.
Or did we have like when you were a teenager, were you like that swayed by this one guy that you knew?
Bro, Justin Bieber made me stop having a high voice.
You still have a high voice. What's the point?
No, but I'm sure we all had.
Justin Bieber wasn't shaping the way you like act, the way you like respond to situations.
No,
he just made music.
I'm sure we had a lot of influences like that.
I can't recall anyone.
But obviously not.
Who was like a similar famous guy that was saying like these crazy things or you were looking up to for inspiration when you were a teenager? Your dad? Probably. Or some people in your family.
He says nothing.
I can't think of anything, bro. Your dad is very social.
I was trying to think like, have we seen a guy like Andrew Tate before? In our lifetime, at least.
I think Jordan Peterson could have been one.
I think back then the internet was pretty centered around comedy. You didn't really have celebrity profiles or anything. Because for reference, I went to I was in high school from like 2009 to 2014.
Yeah.
So I think back then like it was. Probably maybe until the latter years.
No, would have been sports people.
Because
musicians.
Earlier years of actually until year 11 or something, my data plan was 300 megabytes. I wasn't watching videos on YouTube.
I didn't have a phone until I was in year 12, so like I wasn't really watching any videos at home.
So we weren't overly consumed by online videos or anything at our age. So we wouldn't have been influenced by like these exaggerated personalities and stuff like that.
Anyway, if there was one thing Andrew Tate taught you, what would you say that would be?
I think discipline.
Discipline.
I think because like for me, Islam is something that I'm a very ill-disciplined person.
Very chaotic energy, brother.
Chaotic, and for me, I want to like have fun in life. I guess like do stuff which is not like I'll try to.
But that doesn't align with discipline.
It does, bro. Like it does, bro. Because thing is like eating halal is hard. Not eating pork, not drinking, like doing fun.
No, but what has he taught you specifically about being disciplined?
When he says Islam's the true religion. That's what I took out of it, bro.
Bro, there's been
the one thing you want to hear.
Imams and Maulanas been saying it for like millennia. You didn't listen to any of them, but you got inspiration from Andrew Tate.
Logic was like
your mom's been saying the same things to you all these years, and you're like, oh, bro. When Andrew Tate said it,
my mom hasn't had pork ribs, bro. But like,
she doesn't have the context that you've lived through. Okay, yeah.
But like Andrew Tate has it, and then he says Islam the true religion. I'm like, bro, this guy is speaking from his vast experience and everything.
Bro, you know that one clip has been shared so many times on WhatsApp. I found it on my mom's phone, bro.
I don't know why, but
I'm like, what the hell? Who's sharing this?
Like uncles and shit love
Andrew Tate's one.
Andrew Tate.
Shit,
not I. One like Andrew Tate, like saying Islam is the true religion. If you had to bet on one religion to survive, it will be Islam. I'm like, why are women sharing this, bro?
Some random uncle sent a link in the chat about, I think it was Jordan Peterson and Muhammad Hijab. They had a debate or podcast or something, and he sent that across. I was like, what the hell?
What are uncles doing, bro? It's weird, this crossover.
The thing is like, so I saw the video of Jordan Peterson. He's kind of respectful, but every comment underneath, there was a Muslim saying, brother, you will convert, inshallah. Allah will show you light. And for the next 3 or 4 videos Jordan Peterson released, everyone was like trying to get him on the Islam.
That's what they're doing with Andrew Tate now.
But Andrew Tate is too far.
He was on a Noman Ali Khan. And then people are just like commenting like, oh, brother Andrew, I hope you see the light. Come to Islam, read the Quran. I'll send you a copy. But as if like he can just look it up on the internet if he wants to. But
so what have you learned from Tate?
I would probably say
that boldness is good. You should.
Now let him answer, bro.
Oh yeah, that I'm naturally bold, bro.
Anyway,
sorry. I would say like either the importance of masculinity, or I like how he highlights some of the differences between genders, basically.
Toxic masculine?
No, but I feel like that's a problem that everyone considers any form of masculinity toxic masculinity. I feel like it's becoming too commonplace to straight away say being masculine is bad.
I think that's an insult situation, bro. For like, thing is, what's the worst a girl can do to you? Make you feel shitty?
Bro, I don't know, bro.
No, bro, like,
I'm pretty...
Put an allegation on him, bro.
I'm pretty skinny, bro.
That's
Put an
fucked.
allegation
But
on him.
apart from that, like, she can, like, make you feel sad or stuff, bro. But, like, theoretically, like, a girl would be more scared of us as a guy. Because we can... I don't want to say it.
But what's this got to do with masculinity?
Like, when he says masculine, he kind of implies, like, like...
Being controlling and, like,
not
having power over someone.
But, like, masculinity can be taken anyway. Like, admitting your faults as a guy can be, like, masculine. Like, it's a vulnerable thing. And people don't own up to their mistakes. So I think the kind of masculinity he promotes is toxic.
Part of it, yeah. So when I talk about it, I'm not talking about the kind of exaggerated stuff. Like, he talks about, like, his
possessions and, like,
possession and saying the woman does what he wants him to do, stuff like that. Like, I pretty much take the concept of masculinity without the extra bits he throws in.
What is the concept of masculinity? That's what we're trying to get to. Like, what are you trying to explain?
I don't know, being a powerful role model, essentially.
Yeah.
So being like, because he talks about all the different things you need to be as a man, right?
Just the examples he gives, he's like, when I want to plane and I see a female pilot, I would rather jump off or something. He says things like that.
That doesn't make it. Yeah. What about you, Bobby, sir?
Like, I like having conversations with people who have, like, way crazy ideas.
I agree.
Yeah. And I like that he's popular at the moment, that we can have these conversations.
Yeah.
If we were just talking to regular people, bro, we just talk about the same stuff, like, is it all right for a man to cry? Like, what stuff we talk about on the podcast normally. But with him, he allows us to talk about, like, crazy things.
Yeah, so, and, like, too often people get cancelled, so we can't have those conversations that would benefit, like, both sides.
He was pro-Trump.
Yeah.
And the more he talked about it, the I was like, Trump is a decent guy, all things considered. Because he wants to say he's racist.
Trump.
But he hasn't said anything explicitly racist. And we all fundamentally are racist in our own unique ways.
Yeah.
Like...
I'm not saying
I just said Asians. I just said Asians can't drive, so I kind of fall into that category.
He was saying how, like, any person in America that can speak English can become, let's say a Japanese guy in America can speak English. He's got a passport. He will be American. But same person, American person in Japan is teaching English, can live for 30 years, can speak fluent Japanese too, but he will never be truly Japanese. And that is facts, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
if same so for Arabic people, like, we Pakistanis have been slaves in Saudi Arabia for 30 years.
Yeah.
They're racist to us. And we're racist to our own people.
Like, we come here and then we kind of, like, assimilate or whatever. And then, like, we consider ourselves Australian people, like, mingle with us or whatever the case is. Say in Pakistan, we've never had, like, other ethnicities.
We have had many ethnicities, like black people in Pakistan, Leari.
No, but they're not accepted.
No, they're not accepted. So we are racist.
That's what I'm trying to
Pakistan's got a big African
student, like,
workers
and stuff. Yeah,
we have a big African population, and for 30, 40, 50 years now, whatever, they don't have infrastructure. They don't have any lighting. They don't have electricity for 2 hours a day.
Wow.
They wouldn't have fresh water forever. They'll just be boiling water.
It's the the white people had, like, power over us. So, like, we, like, how, like, they had I don't know why this example came to mind. How, like, they said the Chinese flu, that's racist. But then when like, strains of those flus were coming, and then we called it the South African strain or, like, the UK strain.
Yeah.
All of a sudden that doesn't sound as racist.
Yeah.
But when people were like, it was a Chinese flu, don't say that, it's racist against Chinese people. It's that, like, that white people used to have power.
They become more caring about this stuff than the actual people
issue
they
that it is. Yeah. So, like, so I would say that, like, Andrew Tate has made me appreciate the fact that we can have conversations about difficult topics, or he brings up, like, way out there opinions that at least we can chat about them.
But it's all right, even with these controversial figures, to pick and choose what you want to take from them.
Yeah.
Like, ideally, that's what you should be doing.
With anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate people who just say, like,
cancel them.
If you watch one, like, Joe Rogan video or, like, episode, or you follow Joe Rogan, somehow I agree with everything he says. No, I don't agree with everything he says. So, same with Andrew Tate. I just like his bald head. Makes
Joe Rogan's on a different spectrum. I think Joe Rogan's more intrigued. He does say silly shit.
But he's a comedian at the same time.
He's a comedian. He's always like, curious rather than making statements. He'll say silly stuff here and there. But Andrew Tate is in there.
He said it himself, like early on when he was doing his podcast, when he wasn't taking seriously, he would just have everyone on. He was like, oh, you believe the Holocaust wasn't real? Oh, jump on, let's have a chat about it or whatever. But now at least he's like,
now we're getting repercussions for what he said. Alex Jones in Infowars has changed.
Bro, this guy Alex Jones was the original Andrew Tate.
Nah, Alex Jones was not as coherent as...
Bro, if you listen to him back then, bro, I went through like a conspiracy theorist. You know who Alex Jones is, right?
I don't know who he is, bro.
Infowars, we'll show you a picture. Right. Bro, when he was like on the top of his game, when he was putting out like conspiracy, like 9/11's fake, Sandy Hook was fake, whatever was fake, I used to love watching this guy.
Oh, I saw this guy was in court recently.
Yeah, recently
I don't know what it was about though.
So the parents of the Sandy Hook like victims, they sued him for propagating the fact that,
Alex Jones was strictly about conspiracy and like government rather than
like aliens. Oh, aliens was the
aliens was a big thing, bro. Aliens and what's the dog man, like the dogs that are the humans, 2-legged dogs, bro.
What? 2-legged dogs.
Sorry, as in the dogs that can monkeys that can actually walk and are intelligent. I'm forgetting the name for them.
Like gorillas?
Nah, bro. Like they were some creatures very similar to human.
Yeah.
Which are still alive and they have intelligence and they can
like humanoid type?
Humanoid kind of things, yeah. So
I've seen him in like DC comics, but like I don't know if
so he has seen some, because America's a big country. He's seen some of those creatures and stuff. And there are always people accounting to his story, so there's some kind of like legitimacy behind all the UFOs
So like that's how people make the links. Like he speaks about these type of things. Joe Rogan to an extent does the same. When he goes hunting, he says like he's seen all these creatures.
Yeah.
So people put Alex Jones, Joe Rogan together. And then there's maybe one of them talks about some other idea that like overlaps with another guy.
Yeah,
so that's how they make all these connections.
And the same people are like, angry about why women are not bricklayers. Jordan Peterson. Because every argument is like, women are not bricklayers.
Yeah.
And then feminism, like the guys that hate feminism, they're obviously Jordan Peterson I guess viewers.
Yeah.
And the same guys that hate like in everything.
Andrew Tate viewers.
Not all of them, but a partial of it.
Yeah.
I want to see the next version of Andrew Tate. Like this guy's gonna be extreme.
He's very smart.
It's not gonna be a woman for sure. It's gonna be a guy, 100%, or maybe a transgender guy. You never know. Anyway, we should end it on this, right? Angels in disguise, bro. Anyway, I don't know. I don't even know if we had like a succinct topic about this episode. We kind of just rambled, but it is what it is. Check us out. Don't check out Andrew Tate. This has been another episode of Trash Talk Experience. Son, Trey, Abob. Follow us on our Instagram, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.